Good Lord, they shaking up the media, baby. Shaking it up, and I'm here for it. But here's a question I want to ask you. One that you probably won't stick around to unpack with me, but I want to ask it nonetheless. What would happen if tomorrow you woke up and you found out that there was no more news media? Like, poop, it just didn't exist. None. Zero. Gone. No CNN, no MSNBC, no Fox, no anchors, no pundits, not even me talking to you. Nothing to fill that smooth brain head of ours. Now, all of it, beep, like it never existed in the first place. Now, the answer, I believe, is that life would go on. That's right. It'd be radically different. We wouldn't have a lot of people pumping information into our heads anymore, but life would go on. Now, the reason I want to give you that hypothetical question is I want to unpack what I believe is going on in the mainstream media right now and maybe put some of this perspective of the hysteric measures of late under a microscope. Now, I want to begin at the first principles. What is it that a multifaceted, deep pocket entity like the news media does in America today? How is it that's something that we've established we could all do without? How is it that it commands such a dominance over our lives that we lap it up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, year round as a collective, right? You go in the airport, boom, it's on the screen. You go in a restaurant, boom, it's on the screen. You go into grandma's house and she's listening to blah, 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 blah. What does it do? Where does it get its power? Now, you've all heard the term state-run media, right? If you're anywhere near my age, I'm 50, then you spent your ball drop years learning about things like how they use the media in communist countries, what propaganda is, how it comes to be disseminated among the proletariat for the purpose of, well, let's face it, folks, for mind control. Mind control. Now, I'm going to use a big word. In the morally turpitudinous world of the in-control left progressive rerees out there that are pushing a wild-eyed agenda and narrative, we've learned that the shit rolls downhill at a rate of speed inversely proportional to that of which the power is rolling up it. So the power goes higher, and whoever's in power, they're pushing their crap down to be disseminated out to me and you. So from that perspective, we can take a look at the media in our own country and ask ourselves if this is what's going on. Is this a state-run media? Now, officially, we can't say that. Of course we can't. That didn't come for a little while yet. But you have to know that it's not really possible to get much more in the pocket of the tyrannical arm of our government than to be in the mainstream media these days. I mean, even, what is it, Fox, which I don't watch and haven't in a long time. They've always been the harbor wherein so-called conservatives have weathered the political storms. Even when they used to, push that notion of being fair and balanced, even they have succumbed to the waves of ethical and systemic erosion over the years. So you don't have to look back that far to see that network changing into an environment which apparently was setting a marching cadence to the beat of a drum from the higher-ups, the elites, all the people that are in control. But, now we're picking up our socks, right? We're picking up our socks because they got blown off of us when we see that both Tucker Carlson from Fox and Don Lemon from CNN were both summarily dismissed from their lofty heights. Ooh, untouchables, right? Apparently not. Now, Don got the boot because his ratings are buried deeper than Jimmy Hoffa and equally as hard to find, and they have been forever. But Tucker's a different story. He's fired because he stepped on the wrong toes and told the wrong stories. So they want to cut his tongue out, whether it's the January 6th footage or the interview on 60 Minutes, Ray Epps calling him some big bully who was just after him. Listen, folks, at this stage in the game, no matter what happens, that narrative is being controlled so that you have to say, it's starting to look a lot like it's state-run. I mean, who knows? Maybe they've even gotten to me. I don't know. I'm having my string pulled from behind the curtain. Look at Joe Biden. Joe Biden sitting there yesterday with yet another cheat sheet. Joe's like a kid with a cheat sheet that still can't get better than a C-. He literally had the reporter's question written out for him and his predetermined answer right there for him to read off. And he still effed it up. So what would happen tomorrow if the media was gone? Life would go on. Our lives would probably be better in a lot of respects. Someone once said that the media can't tell you what to think, but they can tell you what to think about. And that's true. So look at what they're using to distract you. And make no mistake, they're doing everything they can to brainwash you. And what's far worse, they're brainwashed themselves. They're influenced. Let's call it influenced by the people with far, far worse intentions and agendas out there for you and me. So while I can't tell you to tune all of it out because it's just there, maybe take it with a grain of salt and a little bit of critical thinking. Pay attention to the distractions and look underneath and see what's really going on. I love you. God bless you. There you go.